Go.
Oh, you guys gonna rap?
Yeah.
No, waiting for you
No,
to
it's
rap.
just that I got somebody over, man. Somebody came over to my house, man. Do
Oh,
you guys
really?
do it? Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. I got Bruce Buffer here with me tonight, man.
All right,
Hey,
Okay.
cool.
Chris Buffer, can you do me a favor?
Hit.
Can we start off the show today? You're gonna do it? Okay, this is smart, stupid stuff, okay? And I want you to say your thing, like it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, senores y señores do Brazil and UFC fans watching around the world, live from the sold-out HSBC Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's time!
Bruce, you gotta get
smart
things
stuff.
right, man. Bruce, you gotta get a couple things right, man. I told you we're in North Carolina, not in Brazil, man. All right, get out of my house.
Fucking guy.
Get out of here.
He's
man.
high, bro.
Fire.
He's drunk again.
Man,
He's
I
drunk. He's
love that
drinking.
guy, man. I love that guy, man.
He's a hoot. So, thank you guys for listening again. Thank you to our sponsors, Alpaca Chicken, Nation Homes, and Blue Betsy. And thanks for all those guys who listen on the regular basis. Corey Harpin, Evan, and Bruce. Thank you guys. On that note, let's get this shit on the road. So,
It's time.
it's time. For, that's pretty excited, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, I love
I
that
love,
guy.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like that's like it's about to go down. You're like, yeah, here we go.
That motherfucker has been doing that forever, right? And he did the boxing and the UFC, right?
Man, and I was listening to his story. There is another guy that always dress up so it's Chris Buffer and there is Bruce Buffer. And Chris Buffer is his brother. The same guy that does the same thing. And he didn't know it was his brother. The other guy was opening up his boxing thing. And he didn't know it was his brother. He find out like later on in life, and they're both like good medical entertainers.
No way.
Yeah.
So they just happen to be the same. And how did he not know it was his brother? They just grew up
Well,
differently?
it was something like he has like a story with his dad where he had a son with this woman. Then he left his son with his mom, and then he didn't know it was she was pregnant, something like that. And then they find out it was his father. It was the same father, and they're brothers, man. Like imagine that.
That's
And
fucking
it was a big coincidence that they both doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That
they-
is insane.
they
That
both-
makes me think that
They both had the
They're-
good voice and
the good genetics.
yeah.
Something's in
Do you
your
know
brain,
what I'm
dude.
talking about when I say Chris Buffer and is Chris Buffer?
Yeah, I
and
just
then
Googled
this-
him. I know exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
the guy that does all the UFC. Yeah.
yeah, and then the other guy did boxing.
Right.
Oh,
The other guy did boxing.
that's fucking bananas, dude.
Yeah, I
Imagine
know. I
that.
thought it was a crazy story, man.
That makes me think, like, is there something in this life that I was supposed to be really, really good at and I just didn't do that? Like, what if I was like an amazing predisposed hockey player, right? Like, or like an amazing, like, I don't know, badminton player, or
Oh,
I don't
ballet
know,
dancer.
something that I never tried in my life. Does that ever fuck with your head? Like, oh man, I should have tried a little bit of everything just to see. What if I was really good at ballet?
Ballet. Man, we're
Huh?
missing out, man. What if you were?
What it-
You should try out. See what take some ballet lessons. You might.
Yeah, but there's
be a
only so
star.
many things you could try.
That's true.
I'm
Well,
already past my prime too.
Oh man.
Everybody knows.
You're
Everybody
going
know
downhill.
ballets don't make it up to 30. It's a known fact.
Well, you
You
got
might
a
change
Your
the
big,
game,
reflexes.
you got a big toe to stand on, though. A big
That's
fat
true.
toe to be standing on. The only problem is like you got like 250 pounds on top of it.
Yeah.
Is that like a
that's lot of weight.
sexual thing? Like
It's a lot of weight for that toe.
when you're talking about a big toe, are you referring to like my penis in a way? Is that what is happening right now?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
see, you're talking about brothers. So a couple weeks ago, I was watching CNN, and there was, there's this guy, Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo on the Are you getting an echo from me?
No, I'm not getting it.
No, I hear you loud and
All right.
clear. I hear
So-
you. You
so-
sound sexy as hell, by the way.
Oh man, thank you.
Forgot to tell you.
I've been working on that. So Chris Cuomo is the anchor on CNN. He has a show, and he was interviewing Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York. And I was like, man, these guys look. Before I even noticed that, like the last names, I was like, man, these guys look alike.
They do look the
And then
same.
I started looking at, and I was like, Laura, I think these guys look like brothers. And then I look at the last
Are they
names,
brothers?
and they're both Cuomos, and they are brothers.
Oh wow.
But the thing is, CNN is like, especially with everything going on right now, is CNN and the news in general, and then especially with everything going on in New York and the governor Andrew Cuomo. But they get on. It's funny sometimes, man. Like they throw their jabs at each other, and then as brothers, you know what I'm saying?
They'll be talking about shit like, yeah, well, you never picked up the room, bitch.
Yeah. They'll talk about like family issues, and they'll talk about like, well, yeah. And then Andrew Cuomo will tell them, yeah, I mean, some people, Chris, some people work more than 1 hour a day, and
And you got a third nipple, motherfucker. Yeah, I said it.
yeah, on national TV, prime time.
Yeah, you got hair implants. I know it. There you go. Now what?
Now what? So yeah, it's pretty
That's
crazy.
funny. What is the? I don't even know what this. Something with the mayor of New York or what? Which one's the mayor? Andrew Cuomo or the other guy?
Andrew Cuomo
He's-
is the governor.
Why is he controversial? Because he's just different. I hear about it every now and then, but I don't even know what the fuck.
I don't know enough to like. I don't know if he's controversial enough like that.
That's why we needed Tucci.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
the situation is, the calculations were 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and being a Democrat in Pelosi, fuck Donald Trump. That's my impression of Tucci.
Speaking of Donald Trump, that he's supposed to like sign an executive order tomorrow or something for like social media.
Oh
You
yeah?
see that? Yeah.
No, what is that?
Because they started fact checking him on the on Twitter, and he didn't like that.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So he's gonna try to like censor him.
I don't know what he's gonna do on. But it's
Yo,
really
that's the
pretty
beginning of socialism.
cool. Dude, how crazy is that? It is Trump to sign executive order on social media amid Twitter furor.
Oh my god, dude! Because they need a fact check. They got lies all the time. It's
Dude,
not even
exactly. They're not going. I mean, they're saying, look, here's he like. I think they sent links out based on what he said, and like, if you want more information, here you can go to these links. And he
That's
didn't like
awesome.
that crap.
He didn't like that. He's like, "No, bro. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Huh? How am I supposed to? How is this gonna work if you fucking send in the facts? That's not cool."
Trump and his supporters have been hammering Twitter since the social network labeled a pair of his tweets with a fact-checking notice for the first time on Tuesday. I'm surprised it took him that long. And the president pledged Wednesday that quote-unquote big action will follow.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
we're all gonna fucking get bombed or something. Who knows?
I don't know. It's so, yeah.
Yes, Trump lashes out at social media companies after Twitter labels tweets with fact checks. Wow, dude, that's great though. That's great that they're doing that.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I think...
It makes sense.
But that's just like right there for him to sign an executive order on social media. Dude,
I don't know what an executive order is. Does that mean that he's gonna try to like sanction them? What does that mean? Do you know?
No,
Again,
we
we need Tucci.
Tucci on this one. Too much politics already for this show.
Let's phone him.
It's
let's
fun
phone him. Oh, dude. So apparently we had a listener give that some of the people that he talks to, one of them listen to the podcast. I don't know how to say this without they sat there, listened to one of the whole podcast, the one that was about data privacy, one of the first ones we did.
Yeah.
And then the feedback that we got is it was somewhat interesting, but it didn't have any kind of resolution. So it didn't have a head or a tail. And I'm thinking, like, first of all, thank you so much for listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, big
because
time.
I
Appreciate it.
can't even get some of my friends to do it. But second of all, like, did you not fucking realize the title of the podcast? Like, it literally says "stupid" on it. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right, there is no in conclusion.
I can imagine this poor lady just sitting there thinking, I'm going to get to the bottom of this data privacy thing.
And after an hour and a half,
An hour and a
what the hell
half.
did I just listen to?
What the fuck was that? There was no resolution. Oh, shit. Damn, my bad. Next time we
That's what I
bring...
thought. See you next weekend. See
you next weekend when we bring you more information with no resolution. That's what we do.
Oh, man.
This girl is like,
no.
oh my God, you know what? This is it. I've been wondering about this. How does this work? Okay, cool. Let me sit down.
She
Let me
thought
get
this
my
was a
notebook
resource. She thought this was a resource.
She thought this was a peer review, a
Article.
journalistic thing. Let me get my notebook. Matter of fact, no, let me get my iPad and my let me get my iPad and my recording and my laptop too. All right.
She's gonna quote smart stupid stuff. Oh god.
She's like, well, it's been 45 minutes and it's still nonsense, but it's probably at the end where they're gonna tell us what happens.
Nope. Got him.
But
props for listening. To
that's what I'm saying. Like, part of me was a little offended, and part of me was like, you know what, this is great.
Yeah.
Somebody sat there and listened to the whole thing. Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
man.
Thank you, whoever you are.
Yeah. So what's up with you guys, man?
I put a window in my house. I installed the window
Does it look good?
single-handedly. No, actually, no. As Elias and his company, Nation Homes, came in and installed the window in my garage, and it's fucking awesome.
Nice.
Because I'm gonna be stuck here for the next 4 months at least. We are now in what day is it? What's the date? Today is the 27th of March. May. 27th of May. We are still under some sort of quarantine. Restaurants did open, so that was good, right?
Yep.
How has that been?
It's been good, man. It's we opened Friday, but we opened on Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of the beaches had just opened also on Memorial Day weekend. So the beaches were packed, and a lot of people were out of town, and a lot of people are still scared or nervous. They're just not sure. They're just being cautious. So, it was busy, but it wasn't as busy as we expected it to be. I think this weekend's going to get busier, and I think we're just going to continue getting busier. Honestly, I think we're just going to, as people get more comfortable. I mean, traffic's starting to build up now. Elias, have you noticed more traffic? A little bit more traffic now?
There's. I went to a
Traffic's
park.
going
When
up.
it was like 2 days ago. It was pretty. I think it was a lot of movement. Yeah, it was. Like the one in Capita. I think the one in Capita always gets busy.
Man, Capital stays busy. Pandemic, no pandemic. You got people there. Yeah,
So
dude,
let me in.
There's a bunch of people that don't care.
They don't care, man. They're not wearing masks. They're walking in there getting food.
Yeah, and the good thing about that one is just that you have so many apartment complexes all around, so people gonna walk there and they just walk from home.
Oh yeah,
to
people
there.
staying home. That's true.
So it's like surrounded. I remember living like when I got here in 2001. We used to walk from the apartment complex to the Food Lion right there. So it used to be like half a mile. So it's a bunch of people walking from from the apartments to there.
Yep.
That was the biggest mind fuck when you moved to the United States and you try to walk anywhere here in North Carolina and it's like fucking 6 miles no matter where you go.
Yeah.
It's like,
You ain't
God
walking.
damn. It's like nothing's designed to do it. You get to a point where you have to cross like an intersection. It seems like it's like a life-threatening situation. Like, if I'm gonna be able to make this through, like crossing Capitol Boulevard. Try to cross Capitol Boulevard.
Man,
Like walking. No, if it probably you could die. You could die.
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about with a crosswalk at a light.
Well, even then, it's not set up for a crosswalk. I mean, look at where that.
You haven't been on the street.
You know where that. No. Think about where El Mandado is. Say you're at the Faux place.
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna go to El Mandado and you're gonna walk.
Yeah. But that intersection.
Tell me you're gonna cross
super
that.
busy. That intersection is busy. But yeah.
Yeah, even at that light. Tell me you're gonna cross to that and see what happens. It's gonna be a stressful situation for sure, even at the light. Because I don't think they have like a little walkway or anything. They over here. They're like, fuck it. If you don't have a car, don't even fucking go outside. You're fucked.
Right.
In certain areas. But
Yeah.
but I mean, it's getting better. If you're downtown Raleigh, you can kind of bike and do other things. But for the most part, it's not. It's like the country, you know.
You're right.
We'll
Downtown Raleigh, you can. It's a little bit more. You can walk around a little bit more.
Dude, like 5 years ago or 6 years or 10, they didn't have any like residential things downtown, right? It was just like nobody used to live downtown Raleigh, right?
Yeah, but it used to be very low income people living in downtown Raleigh.
It's
Like I
Durham.
remember, like 10 years ago, like it was very bad.
Well, even Durham was worse. I mean,
Yeah, Durham was bad.
just when it comes to residential, like there is no residential in Durham. But once you put residential, then you start getting more businesses to support those residents that are living there, you know. But I remember Durham before, like 12 years ago, it was after 5 p.m. It was just like the downtown would just shut down. And there was like one bar, small little bar, but nobody was living there. So when they start putting apartments, or not apartments, but like condos and like, you know, the downtown luxury apartments and things like that, then you see more movement at night. And you
when all the hipsters moved in with their mustache and their tight pants and skinny bikes. Yeah, I remember. Didn't that the alpaca or the original Mami Nora's in Durham? Didn't it always get like broken in or some shit? Like, didn't you guys have like a couple robberies?
Every couple of years we got somebody who we've had a couple different robberies. I mean, we've had people break in at night. We've had people take things from the back or try to break in or take things. We had one guy who came in and broke in, and this guy was, I mean, they're looking for drugs. They're looking for quick money. Not looking for drugs. They're on drugs, looking for some quick cash, and you can tell. And he ended up, he broke the daggone doors, had to replace the door on the back door. This guy took a Coca-Cola out of the fridge. That's all he took.
He was thirsty as fuck.
That was the most expensive Coke, man. It was like a $350 Coke.
That's all he took?
That's all he took, man.
Could he not find any? Did you have the video or no?
Yeah, we have the video.
So the dude just went straight for the Coke and left, or did he look around?
He went to the front looking for the register. The register is empty. We literally, you leave it empty. So and open. So they don't have to break your register. It's already open. It's empty. And he just looks around. Obviously, there's no money. And he grabs a Coke and he leaves. You believe that, man?
Dude.
But who believes that there's money in that register? Like, I guess maybe I'm just, because I've been in the business, and you obviously don't leave cash in the drawers overnight when you have a glass door that somebody just break in, you know? But we've had people go in, and I mean, people have gone in and literally like taking the register off the counter and like walked out.
Is that why you started leaving it empty? So they just took the register empty.
No. While people were sitting in the dining room eating.
Oh my God.
They walked in there.
So that happened in Durham?
And that happened during, I think my mom was on the register, and this guy came and like yanked the freaking register and took and ran out the middle of the dining room with this freaking register and heads out. I think he had somebody waiting for him in the car. So we always, like, when you got a couple, you got a few dollars in there, you just put them away. You don't leave with a $20 bill, 220s, 320s. That's it.
Change. You just change there.
Change. Yeah. Change. And then, when it got really bad, then like one guy came in like at gunpoint, and then we're like, man, fuck. It's like it happens like every 2 years, you would say, and then like, oh, we got to get out of here. And then it kind of goes away for a little while, and you forget about it, and then you get robbed again. You're like, oh, we got to get out of here. It's like,
and then Durham becomes really nice. So.
And then 12 years later, you're like, oh.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like paying your dues.
It
Yo,
happened.
you remember when we used to work at that restaurant? I don't want to say the name just in case
Right.
they don't want to
Yeah,
charge
yeah,
us
yeah.
advertisement. The back
Not a
door of that
sponsor.
restaurant stayed open, right? And we
Mhm.
all had money in there. And at the end of the night, like around 10 or 11, we were all like getting our money given to us, right? Like all the tips, and each of
Yeah.
us were making around $200, and it was like a few of us, and there was cash there, not and anything that paid cash. I'm surprised no one ever thinks of that. Like, let's just walk through the back of a restaurant where their
Well, they do. And
waiters are being.
you know what they do is well, one there's like those are like it's a good shopping center. It's a better income shopping center. So there's going to be police are going to get there pretty quick. First of all, but I have heard of a lot of people breaking in from the back door, from coming in, and that was a big restaurant too. It's hard to control all those people, right? But I have heard of them walking into smaller restaurants from the back door because people throw the trash at the end of the night. They're going out the back door.
Well,
They
that
come
back
in
door always is unlocked for the most part.
For sure, yeah, exactly. They come in the back door. They get all the employees in the walk-in cooler. They lay them all down in the walk-in cooler at gunpoint, and then they get the manager to get whatever they can. Meanwhile, no customers don't even realize what's happening, and they just got robbed. And then they leave, and they leave all the employees in the cooler. Obviously, they're not locked in there, but then they go and they and then they leave right out the door, out the back door. Customers don't even realize anything. How crazy is that?
That's fucking nuts, dude.
But imagine trying to do that at that restaurant where we worked at. You can't
do it.
No, they could not, dude. There's too many employees.
By the time
we probably had like what 20 people work, like a good 20 people working. If you had like 10 servers and then 10 of the other, supporting servers, and the kitchen staff and the managers and the bartenders.
But so much movement, people don't realize what's going on. Like, they go to that little office, they get one of the managers in there, and then whoever's in there be like, "Yo, give me all this money." Nobody's even gonna notice. And then by the time you're done, and boom, done. Somebody left.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to give anybody any ideas, but what the fuck? What are you guys doing?
I mean, that's a
Friday
ideas out there. Seriously.
But if they go like, what do you think? Like $1,000, $2,000 take out of there?
It depends because, like, at that restaurant, it was a high end restaurant. You don't got
Because
a lot
most
of
of the
paying
people
cash.
when you go to, a lot of people paying cash, or a lot of people pay on their car.
No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people were not paying cash.
Exactly.
Most people are paying with the card.
Yeah.
But if one table paid cash, it was like over $150.
Bro, why do you think the like the Chinese restaurants, the Chinese takeout spots, like they get robbed?
They get hit all the time?
Well, I know last year there was like 2, and I think one of them I think they were both in Durham, or one in Durham, one in Cary. I don't know. One of them they robbed the guy, the restaurant, I believe. I might be getting this wrong, but I know one of them they robbed, I think, at the restaurant. The other one they followed the guy to his house, the owner to his house, and they tried to rob him at the house. They killed him. It went bad, and the guy died. Guy, tried to get robbed and got killed. Busting his ass, working, burning his hands, dealing with all that craziness at the restaurant. Goes home and gets,
Dude, speaking of which, did you see that cop in Minneapolis that put the knee on the guy and killed him? What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
I saw it, and it fucks with your head because, okay, regardless of all the issues that you have with, like, whether he did it because he thought it was right or he did it because he was racist or whatever, like, just watching a man die in front of your eyes is kind of fucked up because you could see him die, basically.
Yeah.
You see him alive, and then you see him kind of fade away, and the guy just dies in front of you, and that's fucked up, dude. I don't even know. I mean, fuck, man, what the fuck? Why would you put your knee on his neck?
And how long do you want to be up there, man?
God damn, dude, like, get off of him. And I mean, who knows what happened before? Because I read the article, and apparently the guy was drugged up and unresponsive, and he resisted arrest, and this guy's probably scared. And dude, and there's a guy telling him like, "Yo, get off of him. He's not responsive. Not responsive." He just stays there, dude. And they put him on that stretcher. He's dead. He's gone. He's done.
Can you believe that, dude?
So fucked up, bro. So fucked up.
You saw the.
I don't know. What?
Did you see the they were saying the girl who was with her dog, and
No, what happened?
she didn't have a collar. The dog didn't have a collar.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No, I didn't hear what happened. This is the
Alright.
same thing or something separate?
Something separate. It says same this week. White woman who called police on a black man at Central Park apologizes, says I'm not racist. But basically, she said she called the cop. The guy told, from what I saw, the guy is a black guy walking. Told the lady to put her dog on a leash. Put the dog on the leash, and she just threw a fit. And she's like, she started getting an attitude with the guy, and then she's like, I'm gonna call the cops. And then he's like, yeah, call the cops. Like, you need to have your dog on a leash. And then she's like, she calls and she says, I have an African American in front of me. He's threatening my life. I feel endangered for my life.
What?
Please don't come close to me. Christian Cooper can be heard respond, please don't come close to me. Then I'm taking a picture and calling the cops. Please call the cops. Please call the cops, the guy tells her. And then I'm going to tell them there's an African man threatening my life, she says to them. So, yeah, it's all over there.
It's all recorded.
She walks away from Christian Cooper to call the officer, still holding the dog by his collar, and it wrangles to get free. There is an African-American man. I'm in Central Park. He has recorded me and threatening myself and my dog, she says on the phone. So I think she just
He's afraid for the dog. The dog is now in danger.
Yeah, the dog and her. African-American, coming at her. And all he told her was put your dog on the leash.
Bro, you really think those cops are racist like that?
You know what, man?
I don't even know. I just don't.
You know what it is? I think it's if you just put yourself on in their shoes, right? Like, you don't know who you're dealing with. You always got to be on the lookout. People have not liked cops, especially nowadays. People don't like cops, so you know who you're dealing with. But at the same time, like, where is like the empathy for like just a human person? And also, man, it's legit. I mean, if that was a white guy, I don't think they would have him down like that. If he was a white guy in a suit,
Right.
And now if it was a white guy who looked like he was on crack or a meth head, maybe he would get the same treatment. I don't know. But if it was a white guy in a suit, I don't think he would have.
Obviously this guy didn't want to kill him, but he's just so stupid that he doesn't realize he's putting his knee in this guy.
And let me ask you, like, how many times you think he's held somebody down and they're
like
saying,
that?
I can't. No, yeah, and they're saying, I can't breathe, or say, like, I can't breathe, please stop. I think they just build like some kind of immunity to that. And then next thing you know, they end up.
Can you loosen up a little bit the handcuffs? Can you loosen up the handcuffs a little bit? Come on, man, they're tight.
I'm hurting.
Right,
but at the same time, man, I don't want to justify. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's just poor training, is what it seems like. Hey, if you apply pressure where your entire 200 fat ass pounds is going on somebody's neck, you're gonna kill him. So, like, you need to know that if that's your job. I feel like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, but it's so much shit.
You're exactly. And then there's another video of Ahmaud Arbery, the guy who got killed in Georgia by the son, the white guy and his dad, because they were fighting over the gun.
Oh, I heard about that.
So he was jogging, and then he walked into a house that was under construction, just like any of us would do. Goes in there, checks it out, then he leaves. He doesn't take anything. And then on the way out, the dad, the son or the dad is telling, confronting him, and just kind of like, they're trying to do do you know what they're trying to do? A citizen's arrest.
And they shot the dude.
And then they end up trying to fight over the gun. I think he tried to take the gun from him, and because they're pointing the gun at him like a rifle at him, I think. And they get into it, and then he ends up shooting him and kills him.
Man, it's just like, look, you know how there are more than 800,000 police officers in the U.S. And and I'm pretty sure out of those 800,000 police officers in the U.S., of course there's going to be someone that is racist. Of course there's going to be someone that is that takes over his power, that he takes advantage of the other things that he can do. Out of one, like almost 1 million officers out there, they always are being put in this like type of situation where sometimes it goes out of control. Like I don't know if you guys can think like how many times or how many people that they these million police officers on the street are pulling people over on the street, and out of those, out of all those, like sometimes we go at least a week without seeing someone die. I don't know how many people have died by police abuse or police in 1 year or in 1 month. Is it like 20? Is it 10? Does it say how many people have died? Because if it's just one case, things sometimes can go out of control. Things sometimes can go wrong. Like in this situation, like you got somebody like trying to do the wrong thing. You tell them like, "Hey, stay still, don't move. We're looking over your name. We're looking to," and the guy's like moving, and you're like, "Okay, sit down. Like I'm the authority here." And for you to stay still, what did I need to do? That I need to put my knee on your neck in order for you to stay still? Okay,
Well, you think that again? That's training. That's the training. Like you should know not to to hold it there that long, right? That's
yeah,
that's the problem.
sometimes, like, dude, this is like one case out of there's how many people got pulled over just on that day, just on one day.
Yeah.
Like 1 million people got pulled over, probably, or probably more than 1 million people, because at least a police officer, I'm pretty sure he does 1 or 2 stops or tickets, like tickets on the streets, like pulling cars over and things like that. At least they do like 5 or 6 tickets a day, each one of them. So that's 6 million people that they're dealing with every day. Plus the other things like the calls, like somebody's calling, we got to go to somebody's house, check what they do. Somebody, there is I don't know, there is a problem. And different situations that happen every day. So sometimes I feel like, and then I was looking at the percentage. I was like, this was from 2001 all the way to 2011. How many of those people that have died were black? And it was 50%, 57%. They were like color people. So sometimes you're like, okay, it's not that uneven of the number when we talk about racism. It's only 7% higher than the instead of being 50-50, it's like enough people of color and people of
I know, and I hear what you're
so
saying.
it's only 7% of a difference. So I don't think it's a huge difference on the racism. But if somebody's gonna be racist and things like that, it's just that I'm very cool with the cops, because every time I got pulled over, man, I got pulled over many freaking. I probably got pulled over more than 20 times. And out of those 20 times, I probably got only 7 tickets. Most of the time, they were like, look, just slow down, here's your license, and they just let you go. Or they just
Elias,
yeah. And I do have an accent, because I know when you talk about racism, you talk about, okay, if I see an Hispanic man, okay, he's an alien. He doesn't have documentation, he's illegal here. Or he's Mexican, And when you see a black man running, okay, he's stealing something. No, he's just doing exercise, man.
Right, and I think the reason, like, if you just look at some YouTube, like, just go to YouTube, like, police brutality videos, man. I think and I don't know if that's 50% or 57%. That seems, I don't know if that. Let's say that is right. What the thing I think you see more and more now is like you have more footage and you have more video, and of what they're doing, and how like YouTube police brutality, like a bunch of videos back to back to back of like how they just take their authority to another level. And I agree with you, Elias. Like, if you follow, I think sometimes, man, a lot of this shit could have been prevented if they would just followed what the authority at the time is telling them to do, right? Like if they ask you to not move, don't freaking move. You might save your life, But I think a lot of people, nah, why am I going to move? No, you can't tell me this, that, and the other. And then some people pretend they know the law, or they act like they know the law, but they don't. But I think, like for example, Arbery, the guy who died in Georgia, with the 2 white guys who are trying to do a citizen's arrest on him. Okay, which one of them was a former cop, by the way. The dad was. They showed a video of
That's
him.
the guy that came up with that idea. Hey, son, you know what we should do? We should do a citizen's arrest.
There you go, exactly. But they had a video of Arbery, and I think this just came out recently. 3 years ago in 2017, he was sitting in his car in the morning, and the police came up to him, and they were both getting into it with each other. He was pissed off because the police were getting at him. The police were getting loud with him because he's getting loud with him. And at the end of the day, they let him go. And at one point, they tried to tase him, and he's standing there with 2 hands out, and the guy's shooting, trying to tase him, but the taser malfunctioned. And this is all on video. So I think what's happening is a lot of it's being brought to light because you have access to watch these videos, and these videos are so easily recorded now.
No, and the other thing is like sometimes we see like, okay, so what you watch, like you can watch probably a couple hours of police brutality in videos, and after that you start thinking every single cop is a piece of crap. Every single
Elias,
one.
but aren't you judging it? You're judging it by the experiences that you had. So it's sort of a similar thing. You're saying, cops are never mean to me, so therefore cops are not racist or mean.
No. I said there is 1 million cops in the U.S. I'm pretty sure out of those 1 million cops, 10% are going to be racist.
Right.
Or at least 10% are going to have. And I just got lucky. I didn't got, I never got one of these.
90%.
Yeah, I guess I've been.
I feel like it's getting. I told you that story that happened to me with the Jeep and the guy pulling me over and searching me for drugs for like ever and profiling me. But I still don't. I still think that I still think that cop was just ignorant. Like in his mind, he thought that, based on his experiences, he should have searched me. And, he's probably run across a lot of Hispanic guys that carry drugs. And
you're from Colombia, man. Like, what the heck?
And justified it. Well, he doesn't know that. I mean, it doesn't say it on my license.
You got the little
I worked at Verizon, and I had 2 cell phones because they give you 1 cell phone for work and 1 for your. So he was like looking at 2 cell phones, looking at the new car. He's looking at the fact that I was nervous. But the reality is that the fact that I'm Hispanic should not affect it at all, but it does, right? So, and that's the thing with the black people being, killed or brutally abused. Like if it would have been a white guy, I think that's what pisses people off. If it would have been a white guy or Elias or somebody that did not look as threatening, would they put the knee on his neck, or they would have just been like, hey buddy, come the fuck down, all right? And put him in some because he was already handcuffed and everything. It's just the fact that because he was a black man that was threatening, that he felt the need to like bring it to that level. And that's I guess that's the issue. And I guess I don't know how much it happens. I don't know what statistics are on that, but it definitely is coming out to the light more and more, right? I don't know. It's tough, man. I don't think it's the Cubs' fault either, but fuck, man, people are mad at that guy right now. They're like throwing rocks at cars and shit. Did you see that?
Yeah,
and you see that's another thing. Like, what they should like what's going on there. I saw like a video on Instagram about it. Man, and what they start throwing rocks at cops, and okay, so someone else wants to get killed too,
Yeah, a lot of those cops probably wouldn't have done it, right? That's why that's the point you're trying to make. Like, how many of the cops are stupid like that one guy, right? And is the problem that all cops are racist, or is the problem that we're not training them properly? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think. I think it's poor training. I think it comes down to like, we're asking for somebody to have a high risk, high stress job in which they're constantly under abuse, constantly under pressure, and then we train him very poorly. We don't train him to the level they should be. In my opinion, they all should be expert martial artists. They should be like constantly like they should be like special forces, right? But no, they're underpaid. They're like out of shape, and you put them in the stressful situations, and you expect them to always like act perfectly, and it doesn't work. This guy is stressed out. He doesn't know what the fuck is gonna. He probably is not, the best educated person. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it seems like we're expecting too much out of this job when we're not training them enough. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and Elias. Well, like Elias said, and Martin, your situation changed. You never had a problem with the cop, and then that one time you're like, man, this cop completely like.
Dude, it was to the point that I kept on agreeing with him because I was like, I was nervous. I was absolutely 100% nervous. And I think you've been in the car with me before, like when, we were living in NC State when they pull me over. Mm-hmm. I get nervous and you can't see it through me. Like, I just can't fucking hide it. I'm not hiding anything, but I just get nervous. And I kept on telling this guy, like, dude, I don't have anything. And he was like, I'm going to catch you, bro. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. And I kept on agreeing. Like, apparently I didn't have to agree to all that. But I agreed to a search. He brought dogs. He like searched the whole car. He asked me to take my shirt off. He like everything, bro. I was waiting for this guy to like put something in my car. Like he wanted me so bad. Like he wanted that to be real so badly, but it wasn't. Yeah, it definitely was a weird situation for sure.
And that
I feel violated.
You feel that you watch that video, man, and this guy, this cop's knee, he just like it's like he's enjoying that shit, dude.
He's just sitting there with his hand in his pocket.
In there. Yeah.
He's got his hand in his pocket and just resting his entire weight on this man's neck. And there's a guy yelling at him saying, I train with you motherfuckers. This is right. This is not right. This is not right. He's not responsive, man. He's not responsive. And he's not, he's not, he's not buying it. And then the other guy's like trying to like, God, dude, it's so fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So what happened with this?
I don't know what happened before that.
Did he got fired? They
fired him, yeah.
They fired him? Okay.
I think they're investigating it. Oh yeah, four Minneapolis officers fired after.
Yeah, the Minneapolis mayor put a statement saying that he was fired. But that doesn't seem, honestly, bro, like, if I accidentally kill somebody in a street fight, I get charged with manslaughter.
Man, this is the thing. This is the thing that I really think. Like, okay, so you have a cop. I don't think so he's gonna go to jail because I really believe judges, they know lawyers and lawyers know cop, so they cannot defend each other in that case. Like, so
well, that's fucked up, bro.
It is fucked up, but that's the system that we live in.
That's a life. Yeah, that's life. And life is not fair. And that's the thing. When you start thinking life is fair, that's when you fucked up. Like, life is not fair. It's all about who you know. There's all exceptions on everything. There's, there's people fucking doing all kinds of weird shit and it works. It's just, it is what it is, man. It's just when it's exposed to this level with social media now that it just causes more rioting. And it makes you wonder if they expose it on purpose for a reason, right? To get people riled up in a way. Because now people in Minneapolis are losing their fucking mind,
The thing is, like, right now, well, at least the good thing, like, I guess a lot of things have changed, or I guess there's more control. Thanks to every cop has a camera in their suit.
The body,
and
now, why do we have to do?
Imagine back then, like on the 60s, 80s. Oh my God, man!
Oh man! Oh, nice.
They would police officers would definitely beat the crap out of these people.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. There's videos on YouTube like showing like you can tell some of them are older, showing the cops don't think that they're being recorded, and you can tell some of them they look around, and then maybe they're looking around to see if somebody's coming behind them, but they're looking around. They know what they're doing is not right. And they are just wailing on somebody. You watch them, man. They're fucking beating people's knees in with that's whatever.
They hit him in the legs, right? They like to hit him in the legs,
dude. And boom, 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 boom. Like, come on, man. Like, you're trying to take your anger out on somebody. That's not trying to slow them down. Now, I'll give you this, and I've seen like, when you're doing like an exercise, like I think they've done it with other people when they do like an exercise when you're shooting, and you go into a building and you see, and it's easy to shoot like somebody by accident, or you think they have something in their pocket, you're like, put it down. They don't listen to you. They keep walking towards you. I think that's a little bit different. I think the whole beef with this, like, this guy was already in handcuffs. He's already outnumbered by the cops. How many? They're talking about like unarmed people being shot and killed. It's not, it's different if they're coming at you and you don't know what's in their pocket, and all they had was their hand in their pockets, but they keep walking towards you. That's different. This is somebody, I think what they're talking about is these like unarmed people that are just already in handcuffs. I mean,
I did see a video. Yeah, I mean, it's like, again, I'll keep on saying, like, they need to be fucking like Zen masters, bro. Because I saw a video of a cop going and like he gets out of his car and he goes towards this guy. He's got a hoodie and he's like, stop, and the guy's like looking back and he's got like a hoodie on. And he's got his taser gun out. He's like, please stop. I'm telling you, stop. And like before he turns around and shoots the cop. And
exactly.
And the cop is bleeding all over. So it's like, in their mind, they don't know when that's gonna happen. You can't tell the fucking difference,
And exactly. And that's a big difference. That's what I was gonna say. Like, then I'm like, man, there's two sides to that story. You know what I mean? Like, there's two sides to every story, but that's I can see a lot more. You might have some room for, but for something like this, obviously, I don't think the cop meant to kill him, right? But you could see he was digging his knee in there, and looked like he was enjoying that shit.
Dude, he probably caught the oxygen and blood flow to the brain. Mm-hmm. How that game you play when you're a kid that you hold your neck over until you pass out.
Oh yeah,
If you play that game longer, you fucking die. That's what happened, dude. He just got complete blood flow cut off and dead, dude. I bet he felt. I mean, I hope he felt like shit. I saw a Twitter that got put on Facebook. Some dude was like, "I'm glad that shit happened," or some shit like that. Man, some people are just fucked up. Yeah.
Kidding me.
Some guy was like, "Yeah, good. One less piece of shit in this or whatever." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" I mean, there are people that's the other side of the coin, man. It's like you can make all the excuses or whatever, but there are some people that are just fucking legit racist and they don't give a fuck,
And
they just
the other side is when you
have
legit gangsters.
Right. There's also people that are just shooting cops and shit.
I think like in Southern California, like LA and certain areas like that, like you get pulled over, and I don't know if it is like this, but they have like big gang problems over there. Like you get pulled over there, and like your hands are outside the window, keys are out. You drop the keys. You're coming outside, and you're without facing the cops. Follow my voice, come all the way back, and drop to your knees, and they search you. And like that is like a freaking traffic stop. I mean, there's they can't risk it over there. Like you said, there's some legit fucking gangsters that will freaking.
But I feel like,
I mean, and even things like sometimes like gangsters like this, like they even get tattoos. Like killing a cop is like something for them, like big, Mm-hmm. Like I think it's like a tattoo is like a snake and a sword. I think something like that.
And then they kill a cop.
Yeah. So it's like
either they kill a cop or they suck a dick. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
The snake representing the dick.
Mm-hmm.
And the sword representing the mouth.
Right,
Elias?
I don't know. I saw like in a like in a documentary.
What do you mean you don't know?
I saw in a documentary.
This is smart to be stuff, man.
I'm trying to understand what's happening. I'm just fucking around. I mean, I don't know why you guys are getting all serious and ganging up against me and like yelling at me. I don't understand what's happening right now. I thought this was a fun podcast. There's somebody out there right now waiting for a resolution to this problem, so you better come up with it now, quick.
Not just an opinion.
What's the answer to this? The answer to this is, go ahead, Elias. and Arambir? How do we fix it?
How do we fix
To
what?
what? What's the
The
solution here,
tattoo problem, or the police brutality, whichever you want, whichever is easiest to
right?
fix.
I'm trying to find it out, man.
No, I think it's always gonna be things like like I said before, we have 1 million cops out there. Sometimes things are gonna go out of control and things are gonna go wrong. Sometimes today, like a citizen die, tomorrow a cop is gonna die. So I think things are always gonna go out of control, especially when you're dealing like, okay, Martin, you work with office people, okay? They don't probably do anything, man. The worst thing they do on the weekend is like probably get drunk and they don't get out the
Get
house,
drunk.
and they quarantine for real. They order everything online. So that's the most gangster thing they do, man. But imagine when you go out to the streets, man, and you go to a ghetto place. If you go to like where it's ghetto, man, then the situation would be a different story if you were a cop. I'm pretty sure you would have killed a couple people already.
I don't know why you're coming out of me with the fact that I work in an office. I'm sorry, I work in an office. I'm sorry, I don't roam. I don't roam the ghetto streets like you do, you gangster, Elias. You.
I'm not saying
It's like if you were like me, bro. If you're out there like with the gangsters like I am, you would really know what I'm talking. You don't know, and your little
literally.
cocoon, your
Man.
office. Yeah, I'm sorry, I work in an office. What do you want me to do?
No, it's just sometimes
I'll get a time for it.
Go ahead and quarantine. Go
Don't
ahead
get
and
And
quarantine.
and I get shit. No, and I get shit for ordering things online. There's motherfuckers out there without a mask day one, and I'm the asshole. Okay, I get it. No, it's cool. Go ahead.
No,
Keep going.
I'm just
What else you
saying,
got for me?
sometimes like so we can open our minds to what's real out there, like
Right.
Ranbir was saying, like South California, it's a proceeds to get pulled over. Like the cops are real scared over there, like shake and go, run or south anytime.
I'm agreeing. I've been agreeing with that the whole time.
So
I
Why are
have.
you getting offended?
Why are you yelling at me? I'm not offended. I'm just saying. I just
Man,
I'm over here.
He got
I'm over here.
offended.
I'm over here.
I put you there
I'm over
as
here
an
living my-
example, man. But so people listening, they can
No. There was multiple. There was multiple points.
I'm pretty
There was
sure most of the people listening to this show are people from your office, man. And they do the same thing.
Yeah. So
But it
what
wasn't
would you
just
want to
on
insult?
you. I'm not insulting them, man. I'm just saying like these
There were
different world out
there were
there,
multiple. There were multiple bullet points. I'll repeat them. Hold on. You guys work in an office and probably don't do shit other than get drunk. One bullet point.
Hey, play video
You
games
say-
to 3-4 a.m.
That's a new one. You didn't even say that one.
I just
Then you said, "Hey," and then try to downplay the quarantine, and you probably stayed home and listened to the quarantine rules like a fucking idiot, and order everything online. Because I'm gangster, and I'm outside without a mask. Day one, because I don't give a fuck, and I'm gangster, and I live in the hood. Apparently, I didn't know you were that gangster, Elias. I'm sorry. I'll try to be more careful around you. You son of a
Man,
bitch.
do you remember that time that we were like where Alpaca is? Like we were getting out of mini city, and you like you horn the horn like on your car, and this lady pulls
Yeah.
half of her body outside the car, and this guy gets out of the car and,
And
starts
flip
doing,
this off. Yeah.
and start doing gangster sign, kick the truck and everything.
It was
So
insane.
imagine dealing on those areas, man. Like you have an area like that. Like it happened to you. Like thank God was a cop right there, right next to us, because this guy could have gone crazy on us, right?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I even said it about the cop that did it to me, right? Like he's probably dealt with a lot of Hispanic people, or has run into that a lot, where the Hispanic person that he profiled, that he identified, had drugs, to the point that he was sure that I had drugs. So like it's the same concept, right? If you deal with this violence and with this people fucking with you all the time, then you tend to be more aggressive, and then you are going to act that way. I understand the point entirely. I'm not going against it. All I'm saying is, if that is your job, you need to be well trained to deal with the situations. And that seems to me like it's a poor way of dealing with the situation. that yeah, it is a tough situation. You probably work with what you would consider ghetto aggressive, or people that are always fucking with you. But that is your job. You're supposed to be trained. You're supposed to know how to handle that and not make a stupid mistake like put your knee on his neck until he dies. Personally,
well, I think sometimes you cannot you cannot be trained to every single situation that you're facing out there.
No,
every situation
there's gonna be accidents.
Every single situation gotta be dealing differently. Every single I don't think so. A situation is always the same. It's always gonna be a different situation, and you always have to deal with it differently. So
no, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I don't even think it's the cops' fault, but the system and how much money is put into these programs, right? Like, we all know cops don't make a lot of money. We all know cops get trained at first, and then they don't have any like consistent training, or at least that's what I think it is, right?
I think they definitely have.
They don't receive training like military training, for example. Mm-hmm. Like, you meet anybody in the military, I don't care where they are, they're fit, or they have a certain level of training. They're not fat, they're not unhealthy. When they get out of the military, they do, but they don't have that. I think it should be similar to that, in my opinion. Somebody that's a cop should be sort of at that level, where like you're fit, you're being mentally stressed, you're being put towards those scenarios that are tough, because the scenarios are tough, but they're not impossible to replicate. What do they do to you in basic training? They wake you up in the middle of the night and they make you put a gas mask. Why do they do that? They do that shit so that to a certain level how to handle it, right? And the more dangerous that your job gets, more special forces, the more stress they put in, they get you ready for that. But we don't see that same correlation on the police. That's my point. That's the whole thing I'm saying. Like, they go through some training. It doesn't seem to be preparing them for this tough situations, and there are a certain level of profiling and racism that happens, and I think that's why this kind of shitty shit happens. I don't know. I think that every cop should be like an expert martial artist. Every cop should be put through some sort of stress test with constant racism awareness and cultural knowledge and all this kinds of shit. Like, they should be experts on that, but they're not. Because who becomes a cop? Honestly, I mean, not to offend anybody, but if you don't, nobody really aspires to. I don't know. Am I wrong to say that?
Yeah. I think a lot of people aspire to be cops, and they really mean well. And I think there's a lot that want to help people. I mean, you want to help people, and you go and you help them. That's part of your job, and you're serving and you're protecting your community. But unfortunately, yeah, I mean, there's situations like today that. I mean, they get a bad rep,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. So people do aspire to do that, but I just feel like, I mean, I always heard that cops don't get paid a lot. I'm making a lot of assumptions that I don't really know. Maybe they do.
I don't think they're high paid salary.
Yeah, it's just the other things like when you watch like police brutality and things like that, you start watching videos. Like, watch videos of the good stuff too. Like, watch video. Yeah. Like, police officer going to this like bad neighborhood, start playing basketball with the kids. Right. Police officer, I don't know, helps somebody on the streets, trying to get them a place. Like, you don't see that stuff happening. You only see the bad things.
Well, just what the news does to us, right? I mean, the news doesn't show good stuff. It only shows the negative.
Yeah, and I think that's because that's what it sells, and that's what people most of the time want to see. Like, that's what.
Yeah, that's
no, I do agree with that. I mean, the majority of cops, you would think they're not.
Who wants to see a like a cop helping somebody out? No, we want to see a fight. That's why we love the UFC.
I did see
we love.
I did see this video.
Imagine instead of paying for the UFC, you watch a cop fighting a citizen. Oh my God, I want to see that. Like, yeah, put that on the news.
I saw one. There was these kids were playing basketball, and a cop gets called as a noise disturbance, and the cop pulls up and it's like, "Hey, you guys are playing basketball out here," and somebody called it in, so just try to keep it down. And then he starts playing basketball with them. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like, more cops come up, and then fucking Shaquille O'Neal shows up, because I guess Shaquille O'Neal is a volunteer cop.
Or
some shit like that.
Yeah.
And like, they're like playing like they're now playing basketball out there. And then there are some good ones. And you know what? I for the most part every encounter with the Cubs prior to that one that I had and even after has been a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying like when it happens, especially to this level, is just fucking hard. I don't know. You want to prevent it, right? Like,
and look, if that was your family, or that was your brother, or that was your dad, or that was your uncle, or that was your son, it would be very different too.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be fucking. Well, I mean, you said only 10%, but COVID-19, for example, is only killed 10%, right? But that's enough to shut everybody down and go home and not go out and shut places down and shit. Like 10% deads from one thing, right? So like, why is that not causing the same issue, right?
Having 10%.
I mean,
having 10%.
What is COVID-19? I thought it was like a small percentage comparably.
No, it's like one.
It's less than 10%, but also it's kind of hard to tell because you don't know if you've had it in the past and you've gone through it and you haven't been tested. So it's kind of.
No, I'm just saying like the notion of 10% of people dying from it was enough to shut down an entire world, right?
Right.
But the notion of 10% of people dying from police brutality is not, you know what I'm saying? It's weird how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether, you could start arguing the numbers, right? Like maybe more people died or less people died from police brutality too, right? Like you don't know. Maybe they don't get registered. Like they try to keep those numbers down because they don't want people to know. Right. So just the same thing as COVID-19, like it could be more, it could be less. But I'm saying like one of them is more present than the other, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with any of you guys, by the way. I'm just kind of
you better
talking around. You're talking around it. No, I really don't want to disagree with you because I don't want you to kill my family with your gangsterness.
Oh yeah, man.
I gotta be careful.
He'll get another tattoo, another snake tattoo.
What do you have that snake tattoo at in your butt cheeks?
On my butt cheek.
Nice. Why is it going inside of your butthole though? That's the weird part. I didn't really understand that. That seems like a weird thing.
It is.
But us office people, we don't get it. We'll figure it out later. I'm not butthurt or anything,
It doesn't seem like.
No, we can tell.
I'm gonna go and like. Tomorrow I'm gonna leave my house without a mask and go into a ghetto neighborhood so I can toughen myself up.
There you go.
I want to be gangster too.
But then when you get home, order some
let's not go crazy
online.
Yep. Elias, I heard you're quite the internet shopper yourself.
Yeah, I've been
on Facebook Market,
man. You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, man? Like bicycles are being like sold out, and it's something that's been selling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a bike that I wanted to sell it like a year ago. It was just an extra bike that I had here, and I posted like I don't know, like 2 years ago for $100, and it wasn't selling. So right now, like you go to Walmart, any store that you go to, there's no bikes. I don't know if you know this. But there's no bikes anywhere. So I post my bike for $250, man, and it sold for $230, man.
The same one you try to sell for $100?
Like a year ago, 2 years ago, when this thing wasn't happening. So there is something going on that I don't know if the bikes are in high demand right now.
Well, I think a lot of anything outdoors is high demand right now. Like I was at my mom's house earlier. We're looking for outdoor playground for the kids.
Okay.
And they're they're out of stock. They're out of stock online. They're out of stock on Sam's, like certain ones. And because everybody's quarantined, and the weather's getting good, so everybody's biking, everybody's out there.
That's what I've been trying to say, guys. Let's try to figure out what the next. I told you the webcams. I told you the hair clippers. What was the first thing that ran out that we talked about? And bikes, I bought a bike for Stacy, and it was also right now we bought it online and shit. But what is the next thing? What's gonna happen next if we can foresee that? Like, so people are gonna be outside for a long time. They're gonna be buying all these bikes and picnicking and whatever. Then what's next? Things are gonna open and they go back to normal. And what are they gonna need? What is that item?
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. That's the key to becoming a millionaire.
Be gas, fuel.
Yeah, dude, I haven't put gas since this stop, dude. I haven't had to put gas in my car since 10 weeks ago, bro.
That's
The
crazy.
gas in my car is gonna go bad.
That is so crazy.
So what do you think so you think you gotta buy a bunch of gas and hold it in tanks?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna,
That seems dangerous.
I mean, I don't know about. I just feel like that's. I think that's one of the first things going to be in demand. That's going to move a whole lot. Fuel. People get back into the normal things, right? The gyms are going to be. I'm assuming they're going to get busier. People driving to work, gas, eating out at restaurants. But I don't know.
Basically, all the normal things will have a resurge, but nothing different, huh? Nothing new.
I mean, who knows if
you think people are going to consistently wear masks going forward? Like, this is good. Like, so in Japan, it is customary for years. If you're sick, you wear a mask. Like, it's just part of, like, it's rude not to. Like, if you have a cold, if you're sneezing, and you wear a mask, and that's just been the way it's been. That's part of the reason they had such a low mortality rate. Well, they think it has. But you think that something's going to change about our day to day that we're going to start doing differently, like mask or like face shields or like?
I think honestly, man, I think mask might be the new norm for a little while. I think, unless did you hear about this whole thing about the whole mask situation with Trump?
No, what?
You hear about that, Elias?
No, I haven't heard it.
That basically, like, basically they're not. He's like, I don't know what exactly was said, but basically the gist is that he's like talking down on people wearing masks, and people are like, why is he saying that? I mean, we're in a pandemic where we don't have a vaccine. Why is the president of the U.S. not promoting the mask and asking people to be responsible for themselves? And then he's like, they're supposed to have this convention in North Carolina, and the governor said they weren't going to do it. What is it? The RNC convention, and basically, it's Trump wants a full. The Republican convention. He wants a full. ¿Cómo se llama? Showing. He doesn't want it less people than, he doesn't want. He wants it packed. He wants 50,000 people there. He does not want
none of them to wear masks.
None of them wear masks, and he does not want to have social distancing. Because
why do people not wear masks? Why is that? What is the thing with that? Why do people not wear masks?
Well, when your leader is not wearing a mask of your country, and he's not really promoting the masks, he's basically saying, "Oh, well, it's a personal decision. I choose not to wear it, but if you want to wear it, you can wear it." And he just downplays the pandemic. And there's a lot of if anything, even let's say people think, all right, they don't want to wear the mask, but if anything, because you're not, okay, you're weak, you don't want to seem weak, like you're scared. Well, then maybe, a lot of the people say, well, it helps other people stay safe. So if anything, you're being responsible and avoiding other people from getting sick. But the president is not saying that. They're not, so this.
But he doesn't. He's not explaining why, right? Because there's no way he's saying they're not effective, right? He's just saying I'm not going to wear him because I'm not going to wear him.
I mean, the same way he was saying that he was taking that hydrochloroquine, the drug that he said he's been taking it for weeks, even when they're and then
they said it's not effective. Yeah.
Well, they said it could actually give you a lot of problems. It could be, it could be
actually bad for you.
Right.
Do you think just because they're in the government, it's like, oh my God, the president of the United States, and they might have way more information than the information that we have? So he probably hears like something on the side saying like, we just got to get out of this situation little by little, because I think we overreacted probably over what it was, COVID-19. We probably did overreacted. We shouldn't have shut everything down. So, but we're gonna get out of this situation. I'm just saying, like, this could be like something that they have spoken, or I don't know. And so
Maybe, but
we have to get out of this situation, this like a slow process getting out of it. But we cannot say that we have made a mistake by doing this. So he probably like, no, we don't have to worry, man. We just got to get out of this little by little, So that's what he probably doesn't really care.
But Elias,
because he's an older person.
Yeah, but
people are getting sick and people are dying.
100,000 people died today. Like up to today, we've 100,000 people that have passed away.
Just today,
and that no, up to today, in the U.S. it was like building up. Now today it reached 100,000 people. 100,000 people have died in the U.S. in the last couple months when this pandemic started. So,
well, the guy,
whether it's a conspiracy or not, or whether it's not true or mass or not, I mean, why would you not? Your country just reached 100,000 people. Why would you not be trying to impose and like motivate people to do whatever they can, whatever's in their power?
Honestly, bro, I think it's simple. It's simpler than you think. It's not a conspiracy. He doesn't know something we don't. He's just fucking dumb, bro. This is the same. This is the same guy that showed up on TV and said that we should drink bleach. That's an interesting idea. Maybe you drink bleach, you disinfect yourself inside. Interesting idea. I'm not exaggerating. I saw a video of him saying this, dude. So I think the guy just doesn't care and he doesn't give a fuck. And he has a lot of dumbass people that go with him. They don't believe. They just like, it's probably not that important. Fuck it. It's not real. I mean, it's not gonna kill most of us. That's the reality is that it's not gonna kill most of us. Right, but like you said, why not do the responsible thing? Like, it doesn't really take that much. Just fucking wear the goddamn mask. Be done with it. Mm-hmm. Like you wash your hands, you clean your ass, you wear deodorant, you do a lot of things for the group. You do a lot of things for the group, right? Like, why is the mask such a big deal? Like, it's clearly something that is spreading, like if any, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why you would be so reluctant to the mask other than you really, really thought it wasn't real or you're fucking dumb. Like you're really think it's not real. You think it's not a big deal. It doesn't happen.
It says here, Trump tells allies his wearing a mask would send quote unquote the wrong message, making him look ridiculous. The president said doing so would make it seem like he is preoccupied with health instead of focused on reopening.
Oh wow. Yeah, I told you the guy's just weird. Mm-hmm. It's not deep. I don't think it's deep like that. I think the guy might be simpler than you think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He basically told North Carolina, he told the governor of North Carolina that if he had 1 week to let him know if he's going to have the 2020 convention, the Republican National Convention in Charlotte, because he wants a full stadium. He doesn't want to be limited by the amount of people he can have.
Wow.
And this is in 88 days.
Oh, so he wants to do it here? I missed that.
In Charlotte, yeah, they're doing it in Charlotte,
bro. And that's such a money bring. So my body, I worked in Charlotte for a while, and my body worked there when the Democratic convention happened. Okay. This is like back when Obama was elected. I don't remember what year it was, but years ago. And I worked there, and I worked in a restaurant, and one of my friends said, "Dude, when the Democratic convention happened here, it was insane how much money they drop. Insane. They would come in and they would buy their restaurant out, change the name of the restaurant for one day. Like everybody was making $500 that day of tips. Everyone was getting paid like crazy just for like a few people to come in and have a few hors d'oeuvres. It was fucking like splurge money like crazy for the convention. So of course you want them to come over. Just the kind of injection to the economy that it does.
Of course. It says, I think it's I think they were saying closer to like the council goes another round on RC before accepting affiliate. All right, no. Trying to find
He
out
said
how much.
they ended up throwing away most of the food anyways. Like it was just a few guys, few politicians come in, like few like head honchos, and it was like completely bought out just for them for that thing. Fucking bananas.
Millions and millions and millions. Yeah.
So he's saying, hey, if you guys let me do this, but I don't want any restrictions. But that means that
he doesn't want to be
I mean-
limited with a few amount of people. He said
oh
he
my God.
wants his thing. He
That
wants
seems
to force
crazy.
it. So now the governor has to decide what he's going to do. And
The
he's
governor of the North Carolina.
North Carolina governor, yeah,
Wow.
has to see what he's going to do. He has a week to give him a response, basically. They said the
Wow.
2012 Democratic Convention that Martin you just said, the 2012 Democratic National Convention in Charlotte had an economic impact of 163 million.
Damn. And it's not even that many days. Bro, my buddy was telling me that they changed, like, the name of the restaurant was Blue Restaurant, and they changed the name, like, the outside of it to something else.
That's ridiculous, man. That is crazy.
For something, for that day or something like that. It was, like, full of, like, ridiculous thing like that. Like, they threw away all the food. Like, it was just, like, complete and utter, like, so much money, dude. So much money.
Yeah, I'm sure, dude. I mean, you're hosting a whole town, a whole city to come in. And all those people need to eat and sleep and be entertained.
And get high-level prostitutes, male and female.
Oh, prostitution. I mean, how do you do prostitution with a mask? I don't know how that works. How do you stay 6 feet away? You got to have an
I
extension.
don't know. How do you,
Extend.
Elias? I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So anyway,
guys,
man,
on
we'll see. We'll know. We'll see by next week.
On that note, it's been an hour, and you guys want to do some closing statements? My closing statement is, I'm gonna try to toughen up. I will get tougher.
Oh, you got sensitive.
I'm going outside. No, I've taken constructive criticism, and I'm going to be tougher. I don't know what it's gonna take. Huh? You can do it.
Just be yourself, man. Just keep ordering online.
But I like ordering online.
Yeah.
I like being inside. I think it's safe. I like to be in the safety of my. I got a window, bro. You know what that means?
Like it was they were gonna launch the spaceship into space.
Oh yeah. They were supposed to today.
It got
What
canceled,
spaceship?
It was like 5 hours.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, you didn't
15 minutes before they were supposed to launch, they canceled it they're moving it to Saturday. You can watch it live actually.
Who's launching it? NASA or the SpaceX people?
I thought it was SpaceX, but I also saw something about NASA.
Yeah, I think it was like
I
I don't know. I think it was it was NASA. It was NASA, and it was the first time they launched him from the U.S. After 9 years. So that was a pretty big thing happening today. That you missed out, man. Well, it was just a waste of time, I guess. I was just following up on Facebook Live, so you can see these astronauts like just being there.
And then they let you watch the whole thing, and then they canceled it.
Yeah. You can hear like what they were doing and what was going on and things like that. Like,
you could hear that? Where was that?
On Facebook Live. There was like
nice.
Like 600,000 people watching it.
Dang, that would have been really cool. So it actually was SpaceX.
I think it was SpaceX. Let me see. Let me search
SpaceX. Yeah. But because of the weather, they had they canceled it to push it to Saturday. So hopefully by Saturday, two astronauts were going up there.
Huh? And what is it going? Just to
I don't know where they're
going to the space station or something.
They're going up for 210 days, I think. I
That's
definitely
awesome.
will definitely want to see that Facebook Live. I think that'd be badass.
Why did
You know
they
you can
cancel
go. You
it?
know
They
you
were
can go
like
see them
20,
live, right?
22 million views on Facebook.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so
That's it. God
I'm
damn.
trying to share with you guys.
Anyways, you guys want to do closing statements?
Yeah, man.
I just
Yeah, I think that racism is still around. It always will be around. That's just a fact. Unfortunately.
unless you mix enough where
Let's-
like the races change, right?
No. Because let's say you take it to like 100 years from now, and everybody's the same color because everybody's just so mixed. You're gonna find some sort of racism towards somebody who has a big nose or somebody who has a big ear, or people who
Harry
even I feel
Knuckles.
like them, that one with Harry Knuckles. Oh man, yeah. So there's always
that
going to be something that people are going to find different about other people, or a different. I mean, it would be great if everybody just unified and was against somebody else, but unfortunately, and that's the only thing that I see that when this, like one of the, like they say, the silver lining when tragedy hits, or like 9/11 or pandemic, especially 9/11 more than anything than what's happening right now, because I feel like we're definitely divided. But 9/11, man, America was together, and it didn't matter if you're black, white, Mexican, Middle Eastern. Americans were together, and it didn't matter what color you were. And it was good to see a lot of different colors come together as Americans, and everybody just had had American flags in their cars, and you could feel the unity, right? And you were all together against a common enemy. But unfortunately, a lot of people had to die for that to happen, and it didn't last forever either. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And hopefully we got a good space launch Saturday. So
Yeah. So cross statement: respect the officer. Follow the law. And if you are an officer, don't cross the line. And because we all have to like change something. Like sometimes we gotta admit if we were wrong, and we just gotta say, okay, I did that wrong. And we as police officers, if you like a police officer, we have to stop taking advantage that we have a badge and we have a gun and then we have a bat. We have to, they have to stop thinking that way and just be, just trying to do your job the best way possible without hurting people. They don't need to be, hurt. But yeah, so respect the officer, and officer respect the citizens. That's my closing statement.
very
So
nice.
we can live in a better place, I guess.
And
Right.
respect the office people.
Yeah. Respect them.
They're humans too.
Yeah.
On that note, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Peace.